Six paths, one adventure, a complete transformation. Give me music, and we're gonna have a wonderful and amazing moment today. We're gonna show our experience as certified coaches. We're also gonna speak about all the 60 paths, how we wake up every morning to change, transform our life completely from meditation, from stillness to become a thinker. Remember, we are the first world daily mm, wellness quality medicines leadership's operation system. You put this operation system in your life, in your family, in your groove, your completely is going to change. Keep the music, Victor. So you completely is going to change your life, the way you do what you do, because this is the most important things you do every day. You can do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, anytime you want, and you really is going to enjoy all our 60 paths. We're going to be talking, I'm going to be focusing myself on the authorship path. I have a great program, a great authors, thinkers that I'm putting together for 2026. I'm gonna be there with you in the authorship path. Also, the scaling dreaming, we're not stopping. We have the same goals, we have the same deadline, and we're using the same tool, psychological tool, to completely change from a different perspective the way that we do. Today we have Dr. Pina with us, and also we have Rosario Vandale. She's going to be working on stillness. She's going to be working on stillness. She's also going to be working on meditation. She's going to be there working also for the thinker path. The thinker path is you bring a book, you master this book, the music out of Victor. You master this book, you get this book, you master this book, you apply this book. For the whole month of August, we're going to be working with the science of scaling by Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson's. So this is the most important books of the probably 20 plus books that we have studied for the last 2 years. I can give you The Miracle Morning, The Hidden Habits of Genius. We have this amazing book, The 5 a.m. Club. We started as a 5 a.m. club. We also have the Miracle Mornings. Ever since the Miracle Morning, have to do the 6 disciplines one by one. The Hidden Habits of Genius. Genius is one of the book also by Craig Wright, Dr. Craig Wright. The first book we study and discuss is Think and Grow Rich of Napoleon Hill. We studied Napoleon Hill, and now from Napoleon Hill to the Science of Scaling is being one of the most important book that we have discussed now. We also went for all the habits, atomic habits, boom. We went from tiny habits to, and then we have the one I'm going to talk to you about, which is the books of the 2026, the books of the International Meta Poetry Groups. This is us. Catano is going to be talking about, thank you. Catano is going to be talking about the Creator Path. Laurence will be responsible of the Sport-Passionist Path. And Rosaura is going to be in charge of the working on the Thinker Path and also the Stillness Path. This is the program for today, Wednesday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. On Wednesday, all the team, all the clinicians get together, all the certified coaches get together to talk about their experience and also to follow the 3 paths to change, to transform your life. Today is about 4 coaches, 6 paths, 1 transformations. And we're going to go by one. So the first one, we have the stillness path. Can you show it to us, Lawrence? So we have the stillness path. Perfect. The next one is the scale dreamer path. Can you show it to us, Lawrence? Scaling dreamer path. The next one is the creator path. Can you show it to us, Lawrence? If not, I'm going ahead of you.
I got
Is the
it.
creator path. The next one is the sport passionate path. Can you find it before me? I'm looking for it.
I
Sport
got it.
passionate path. I got it. Then the follow is the authorship path, the one that I love the most. Why I started the 5 a.m. Stillness Wellness Club, now the 60p path. And then the final path is going to be responsible of um, Rosaura VANRIEL. So welcome everybody. We have in a studio, I think, yes, in our studio is David Hales. Let me get him inside. How are you, everybody?
Hey,
So
David.
David here is our visitor today, ROSAURA VANRIEL as our coach, and Laurence and Victor Catano and Dr. Jorge PIÑA is going to be your master today. You got masters of today. So let's go into the stillness. ROSAURA, take it from here.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Today
Good morning.
we're going to have a very interactive stillness. Stillness is
So
important.
unmute if you have an unmute. Remember, four coaches, six paths, one transformation. This is what we do when we take our pills. You can take your pills wherever you are, by yourself, alone, with a group, with your community, with your family. It's an operating system. It's the first daily, um, which we call the wellness, dream scaling, and leadership's operating system. You put it in your life, you do it every day. All the ingredients you have to have a book, a journal where you make your notes always, all the time. In our case, when we go into Thinker Pass, it's just silence, and silence your contracts of the year. When you go to a scaling dream, what is your contract of the year? What are you gonna do? What is your responsibility? What is your big hat? You cannot be on scale if you don't change your frames. It have to be something else, something new, where you are, but something new. And then you're gonna be like going from there to the thinker path, going to the sport passion. If you're gonna acquire one sport, you have to master that sport and become the best that you can be on that sport. That's
Can
that's
you hear
that's
me
the way
now?
we do it. In the creative path, it's what kind of maker are you going to be? It's going to be your business. It's going to be strategic business. It's going to be your non-for-profits. It's going to be a for-profits. It's going to be one venture. What you're going to have? What you're going to bring to? It's going to be we are educational creator. What is that you bring into the world to us? And then the authorship path, you have to be responsible, bring some legacy
Ay,
to the whole
ay,
world. And the thinker path,
I have no
leaders
more.
bring powers, bring wealth through reading,
I heard
through
you, brother.
right. So let me get David from off the stage. Rosaura, you ready?
Were you hearing Rosada before, Dr. Pina?
Yeah,
Huh?
no,
Were
can
you
you hear
hearing
me
Rosada
now?
before?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear her.
She
Can
was
you hear
talking.
me now?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't hear her. Rosaura, can you speak?
Yes, can you hear me?
You hear her, but I don't hear her.
Yeah, I can hear her.
We can hear her.
I hear her. I don't hear her. That's really weird. Okay, so you go, Victor.
We got it. We got it covered.
Okay, go.
No. When I put up my thumb, that means we're calling on you.
Okay, perfect.
Go,
Oh no, you
Rosada.
can call it because I hear you and I hear also Lawrence. Lawrence, can you speak?
Sure.
Yep.
Good morning.
You can hear
Okay,
me, right,
perfect.
Victor?
Yes,
Lawrence, you can hear
Rosada.
Yeah,
me?
Go on.
yeah, we can
Okay,
hear you, Rosaura.
okay. So, good morning. Today, we're going to begin the transformational path with the stillness. The stillness path is very important. It is actually essential. It is a path in where we release anything that is negative, anything that doesn't allow us to stay. And we embrace new habits, new skills. That's the stillness path in a nutshell. We embrace and we release. Victor?
So today we're going to talk about the importance of mental health. This should be an easy one for you, Dr. Pina. So let us get into an attitude of receiving. Let's get into an attitude of being able to accept stillness and embrace the quietness. And let us prepare. Let us bring ourselves into a quiet space that we are creating ourselves right here, right now. And let's do that by breathing first. Deep breath. That first deep breath, you're sucking in everything around you and then you're letting it out and sending it away. Deep breath. It's okay if that breath is sloppy. Do it again because you're just taking it in and letting it out. Breathing is a good way to just start to take control of your emotions, take control of your pulse, of how you breathe, how you regulate your system. Breathing is a great control mechanism for that. One more breath, deep breath. I heard some of those breaths. This sounds like you're ready. Sounds like you're ready for this exercise that we're about to do. I want you to imagine that you are a kid again and you are in the pool with a bunch of your friends and you're playing Marco Polo. And as you know, Marco Polo is a game that requires skill, it requires tact, and it also requires quietness and stillness, right? Because the object of that game is that there is someone who is blindsided, who is blinded, who is it, and they're trying to catch you. And the only way they can catch you is by hearing your voice. And so they shout Marco, and then people shout Polo, and that's the way they determine where people are. They're using their senses, right, to try to connect with people. But today we're going to use it in a little different way. We're going to talk about emotions, right? And so I want you now to be that child again, be in that pool. Close your eyes if you have to visualize that, right? And just you're walking around, and I've got my eyes closed. I can't see you, but I'm going to find you today. And I'm walking around that pool, and you're trying to quietly walk around. You're quietly, you don't even want to let the water splash, because splashing the water is going to give you away to me. And you're walking around. Marco.
Polo.
Happiness.
I feel safe in this water. I feel grounded. I feel that emotional stability when I engage in this stillness path.
And we carry on, and I keep looking. I'm a step closer to you. I'm a step closer to you, Rosaura. Embrace the calm of the water. It is soothing. You have one goal here, and it's not to be discovered. Or should you be discovered, right? What emotions are you keeping? Marco.
Polo. I am releasing, I am keeping those feelings that will allow me to scale. I want to open up to people that are trustworthy, to people who are supportive, to people who can help me. So I am releasing distrust and embracing confidence.
Excellent. I'm a step closer to you. I hear you. I hear your pulse. I hear the thoughts that you are keeping. Marco.
Polo, I am releasing all that emotional weight that I carry around for years, but leave no space for me to continue embracing positive skills.
Keep treading through the water. I'm getting so close to you. I'm getting so close to you, Rosada. I hear you. You are feet away from me. Marco.
Polo, I am seeing a way. I'm seeing more clarity. I'm seeing a purpose and seeing who is my future self.
Excellent. I caught you. So what we were doing was we were we were portraying the importance of mental health. We were portraying that there are people who have emotions and they have a hard time sharing on the spot, right, about how they feel. But, you know, emotions are the number one dictator of how you carry yourself, right? If you're low, if you have low energy, sometimes it's because you're carrying a weight. Sometimes it's because you're carrying resentment. And, that could be like a brick inside of your heart, right? It's very hard to carry that around. And you'd be surprised how many people go around with no one to talk to, no one to share with. And they need a special someone to be able to talk to. And sometimes they get approached by Marco and they can't say polo. They can't say polo because they don't know how to express themselves. They don't know how to shed that weight. And I want to give you an opportunity, to speak to someone about this right this second, right? We're all blessed because some of us either work with Dr. Pina or some of us, are treated by Dr. Pina. I personally am a patient of Dr. Pina's and a good friend. And I developed that because when I thought I didn't need mental health, I just thought that I needed to have someone on reserve in the event that I went through a mental crisis because I thought I had everything under control. I don't need mental health. I don't need any therapist. And I just noticed that there were things happening, that the world was heavy, that mental health was impacting a lot of people, especially coming out of COVID. And I just thought, let me not take this for granted and let me make a relationship with someone just in case I ever need to have a good therapist, right? Because if I ever self-destruct, I want to have somebody already queued up. But I didn't realize that when I took that step, when someone said Marco and Dr. Pina said Polo, right? I'm sorry, the other way around. When Dr. Pina said Marco and I said Polo, I didn't realize that I was not only going to be getting an incredible therapist, but I was also going to be getting and gaining a great friend and now a partner and now someone who I look up to and admire so much. So, Dr. Pina, tell us a little bit about the importance of mental health.
So mental health is like you have to have a primary care doctor or a pediatrician to check on everything you do in your life emotionally, because at the end of the day, what you think, how you feel, how you deal with regrettable incidents in your life is really will be part of your system and whatever that you do. So you know how difficult it is. For example, let me just I'm checking my hold on, I'm checking the layout. So it's very difficult for most of us if you want it physiologically or in terms of biochemistry. Our hormonal system all plays tricks to our minds, and it's very difficult to work with our energy or stress or anxiety to go to the next level, whatever next level you want to in life. Progressions, development, having a happy family, having a wonderful kind of relationships is important. Developing our coach is if we have a healthy lifestyle, or a life without mental crisis, that we cannot go beyond the minimum stress that we can, that we can manage, because that's what it's about. How many stress, how many anxiety can you use? Before we used to say it's just too big disorder, neurosis and psychosis. Then it's got a little bit complicated in terms of the multiple examinations or research that we have to follow and do. But in this case, the most important is like how can you manage your stress, your anxiety? How can you take care of that? How can you put together hemisphere left and right and put it in the center and be aware and be present and be happy with the small things, see with clarity where you're going, what's going to happen, put together your goal and accomplish those goals. I'm going to be a doctor. It's very difficult. You say, I'm going to be a doctor. Then you have a lot of difficulties, which are more likely emotional difficulties, ideas, thoughts that stop you from getting your goal. And that's when you need someone to talk. Well, we call it the talking cue. You just go talk whatever comes to your mind and bring it on a weekly basis. Before it's like a every day kind of 6 days, 6 times a day, but now it's like on a weekly basis minimum. Psychodynamic and to time will be completely enough. So we're supposed to go to a counselor or psychoanalyst always whenever we are on a crisis, something that we are confronted with our truths. Because for us, there is no clinical cases. It's on someone who is confronted with his truth, something that's going on, something that's happening right now, and I have to see in a different kind of way. And I don't see the path, and I don't see the ways, and I don't see the solutions. I'm being undecisive. Confrontation with the truth is what we call now mental disorder, because it was a philosophical disorder, and it still is a philosophical disorder. Mental is because of people things in clinics, hospitals, doctors, research, insurance. But for us, it's someone who is confronted with his truth in a specific moment of his life, and then he wants to find out a way. The way is not clear, and that's what we call mental health. So we are on.
So just to conclude that, right? Basically, what you're saying is, don't come looking for a therapist with an organized speech or don't organize yourself, right? The point of this exercise of Marco Polo today was, don't wait until you have an organized speech or something that you think that you want to set up with your therapist, right? Come as you are and be prepared to say Polo when your therapist says Marco. The clinicians, the therapists, they're all trained to hear you speak, to look at your mannerisms, to look at your body, to look at what's coming out of your mouth, and they have a way to assess. So you don't have to be perfect to come. You don't have to come take a mental shower, right, to come see a therapist. Come as you are and treat this like a high priority item. I encourage you and I implore you to find someone trusted to speak to today. Take it away, Dr. Piña.
Yes, time changed completely. Time changed. Before now, people see the therapies as more connected to psychopathology or mental disorders, but it's not like that. You just go to talk about what's going on, about obstacles in your life, what's happening. The mental disorders is a requirement of clinical and hospital and insurance company, but not for us. For us, it's philosophical conversations about where you are in life and where you're gonna go. That's why therapy never stopped, because it's about, this is where I am right now, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I want to go. Again, it's a confrontation with you. Sometimes we lie to ourselves in terms of what we're looking for, what we like, what we want to. Sometimes it's about our desire that we don't know what it is exactly, and that you want to find out about how you behave the way you are, and you're gonna go to that place to understand it. But that's what happened. So wellness, it's about the 60P is about wellness too. The 60P is a finding the best way to accomplish what you want in life, which is your dream. Most likely want to go to the extreme, to the impossible dream. Or if it's vitality and longevity, like living longer, happier and better. If it's like giving some legacy to the world, and we want a legacy to the world, so we go into the authorship path. If it's renewing ourselves, this is what we do. We always go to the thinker path. It's the way, it's a station. I see every 60P path, I see all as a revolution, as a station when you can stay for a while. I know I can stay stillness for a whole day on a specific project, and I can stay there, and I can agitate myself into stillness. I can wake up sleepless. Some people say, oh, you're not sleeping, you have to go see a psychiatrist, see a doctor. No, you're sleepless, you're confronted with something that is very important, and you have to pay attention. Stillness would allow you to do that. If you want to augment your reality and have the goal, then we go into the scaling system. But the scaling, it's about dreams that are set up on a specific timeline and has a specific number. And this number, it's about wealth and money. How do you confront the 60P? How the 60P is so important is when you confront your life with income, with revenue, with wealth, and with money. So scaling dreaming always will take you to a cipher. It's always take you to a number, and to a number that have to place in the future. And what we found is that when you place that number that is impossible to you into the future, you're specific, you change completely who you are. And that's the way you become someone different than you. And in the creative path is that I bring into you, it's you know that you cannot be in the same place doing the same things every day and all the time. That you have to go to a place where you bring something to humanity. You know, products, ideas, companies, everything that is in your mind, in your thoughts that you want to bring to humanity. Anything, and then if you put it together with the scaling dream path, you're gonna go to that place faster. Sometime I was speaking to David. Okay, how can we go to our number in place to bring the business to have complete financial freedom? Sometimes we think in saying we were talking about having the conversation. Oh, it's gonna be in 10 years. Say no. As per Benjamin Hardy, it has to go at least in 3 years. I have a conversations also with Mr. K, and Mr. K said, "Oh, what I'm gonna have my millions. I have gonna have 2 million in 2 years. So why don't we increase that into 5 millions?" And then we put two numbers. This is the creative path with the scaling dream path. Sport-Passionist is where we are right now. We are planning. 11 runners are planning the marathon, the half marathon, and the marathon of Miami. We put in the plan, we put in the periodization, we put in program. We have the full people, the full team working on it. We have the whole plan together. 11 for women's, the rest are men, dedicated to go through the path and find vitality, and you just grow through this process of, and it's not necessary to lose weight, but yes, it's important to lose weight, because to lose weight you have to have the social component. With whom are you, with whom you cook, with whom you eat, with your family. Have to have the emotional component, because sometimes eating disorder is a mental disorder, it's an addictive disorder. So Sport-Passionate is only just to find the way, nutrition, the psychological component, the social components, and also acquire the sport that you need to get to the place that you want. And when we are into the authorship part, we're thinking in terms of what can we bring to humanity. And this year in the thinker path, in the authorship path, I say I'm gonna bring 10 books to the whole community. We have the cover of Leticia Quemada. She's a writer in Spain, and she is one of the honoree of the 10th International Meta Poetry Congress. We're going to have it on Madrid, is the launching on October 13th. Then we're going to go to Berlin for 3 days, and it's going to be the fall conference. Usually when 20, 30s psychotherapists, clinicians, meta poets, thinkers, writers got together just to talk about the issues of today. In this case, we're going to go what is the writer profession? What is the space where we think clear and we use meta language to produce our poems? That's going to be the topic for the authorship path. And we're also going to bring them the 30 plus manuscripts of the writers that across the world are sending us meta poems for the $5,000 winners of the year, so 2026. Remember, last year we gave it to this author from Berlin, who lives in Berlin and is from Peru, Jose Pablo Quevedo, and then to Jorge Echevarri from Costa Rica were the two winners. Today, this year, the authorship path is going to bring 2 more new books in the area of meta poetry, and also to present them in our international congress every day. Authorship path is a station. It's a station where you really can create, where you can bring your dreams, where you can bring your ideas. When we push you with a limit, again, time deadline as a psychological tool with a title, the reality of whatever you're going to do have to come into the mental process and to the physical process. As Dr. Covey says, you have first a mental process with the first creation, and then a physical process, which is I'm gonna do this, but just when you're going to do it, tell me what it is, and then just give a deadline. So this is the behind the psychological tools that we use for scaling, according to Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And finally, we have, and bring some music to us, so we're gonna bring it to an end. Victor, finally, we have the Thinker Path. And in the Thinker Path, the most important things, it's like have a book, read a book, conquer this book, The Science of Scaling by Benjamin Hardy. Let's get it. The titles into the streaming. Laurence, The Science of Scaling. This is my 8th reading of The Science of Scaling. It's finito. It's done. We did it with the Thinker Path. The Thinker Path, make you read a specific book and make you master that book. We have the 7th reading of The Science of Scaling by Benjamin Hardy. We are doing it together. The 8th reading is completed by me on the last week. I went to the 8th week, like page by page, author by author, the complete biography, just to try to master. And again, the 60P is a station when you stay and you go and accomplish stillness. It's a station where you go really and calm your mind. It's a station where you go really and stay there for meditations and reflections of your life. The Scaling Dreamers is a station where you go and accomplish your biggest goals, your heady, big, audacious goal. So when you go into the creator space, is you become that person that you want to be, the businessman that you want to be, the influencer that you want to be, the entrepreneur that you want to be, the professional that you want to be. No, it's a station where you can progress from there. That's the creative path. And then we go into the Sport-Passionist Path. You are an identity, and we remember when we working on the books of Atomic Habits by James Clear, where that you practice, that small habit that you do every day, you become that. So you become an influencer, the best influencers of the world. You become a runner, you become an athlete, you become a marathoner, you become a triathlon, and you're gonna practice that, and you're gonna become that. You become that identity that you practice every day. The same happens in the authorship path. It's just no writing. It's just no writing. It's not journaling. It's just putting that into a physical space from the mental space as the first creation, And then finally, the Thinkers is about the science of scaling. I want to leave you with one of the most important quotes of the books, that scaling is not for the faint of heart. Put your dreams out there, give it a number, give it a date, change your reality, start doing that you're not supposed to do, or stop doing what you were doing that was not working. Increase your accountability, bring your people. I bring David, now I bring Victor, I have Laurence, I have Martha, I have Dr. Reiki, I have Steve, I have Robinson. Brings the accountability, reports on that what you do, never stop thinking and reading, and completely change your reality. So the scaling is not for the faint of heart. Sometimes we see how difficult, and most of the decisions that we have made through going through the changes of the 60P to bring it to the first words: daily, wellness, leaderships, dream scaling, operating system for you, for myself, and for your family. So today, 4 coaches, 6 paths, 1 transformation. See you tomorrow.